Hi, my name's Emily Hughes, and I'm the Microcredential Engagement Specialist here at Miami University Regionals. And I'm joined by
Tom Mays. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Commerce.
Awesome. So we've heard this new thing called Marketing in the Digital Age. That is a microcredential being offered this summer. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So, yeah, brand new microcredential. Just put it together really recently. Has 3 courses in it. The first course is CMR 286, and that is a digital commerce course. It gives you a really good foundation on the kinds of content management systems that are out there, the different kinds of shopping platforms. And so it gives you an idea of where you might go in terms of the software or the shopping cart vendors that you might want to use. And then we also talk about how you might manage a content management system and talk about different things about more or less like the technical side behind the scenes kind of a course. The next 2 courses get into the content, the internet marketing stuff. 281 is our content marketing course. And so that's where you'll learn a little bit more about podcasting, video production, blog writing. And also, as you're learning about these different things, you're learning about search engine optimization. So and other key internet marketing issues and concerns that you need to be worried about when you're developing content. It's not just about developing content. There's a science behind that content that you develop. And then our last class is 341. It is the internet marketing course. And that's where you'll get into understanding some of the business side of things. Because if you have a job as an internet marketer and you're hired by a small business or even definitely a large business, they're going to want to know if their money is being well spent. And so if you're not able to tell them that, yes, we had X number of conversions, or we had X number of clicks, and we spent this amount on the Google ads or the Facebook ads, if you're not able to give them that information, they're probably not going to be happy with you. And so that's another part of the program. It's not just about marketing and picking the right words and using the right visuals. It's also understanding the business side of things.
Which kind of brings us into our next question of, you see all these sites and influencers like saying they know how to teach you marketing or this like digital marketing world. Why should a student choose Miami Regional's microcredential to learn this?
Well, you're right. There are a lot of great sites out there, and as a matter of fact, we'll use a few of those sites in the courses. They do offer some really valuable advice. But the one thing that you're getting different is more of an emphasis, like I said before, on the business side of things. So it's not just understanding this is how I can create a cool blog that people are going to actually click on and interact with. It's, okay, what system is that blog going to be housed in? Okay, what video platforms are we going to be using? What's the business case for using these different things? So it really does supplement all of those things that you could find online, but oftentimes they're missing the business case side of things.
That's so important. And it's pretty cool too that this builds into even you mentioned digital commerce. Mm-hmm. It builds into a degree. So you could take those 3 classes and then decide, hey, I'm really interested in this. I want to advance my skills and get that bachelor's degree. So that's really cool too.
In that major, if you do decide to continue on with that major, the remaining courses include a small business management course. So that really starts emphasizing the business side of things. And then we also have a data analysis course. So web and social data metrics. So giving more of that data experience. And the final things, we have a practicum. And we have many different paths you can take with this practicum, but it culminates everything that you've learned throughout the whole program, and you put it together in some kind of work experience or project.
Cool. So practicum, that sounds like really like real world experience that you're kind of doing with that too.
Yeah, and it really depends on what the student is looking for. If they're more interested in data, well, that project might look a little bit different. But if they want to be a content marketer, yes, so they might go work for somebody as a content marketer for a semester.
Oh, that's so cool. And so for marketing in the digital age, I feel like we might have a lot of small business owners or entrepreneurs interested in this. So why might this benefit a small business owner or entrepreneur?
Well, I was a small business owner for 15 or so years, starting before internet days, so it's been really neat to watch this transformation in marketing. But that's kind of the point. It has changed so quickly and so rapidly that small businesses are now kind of caught up and needing to do exactly what big businesses do. You cannot ignore TikTok anymore if you're a small business. You certainly can't ignore Facebook. And so a lot of small business owners, especially if they've been in business for a while, didn't get any of this kind of education if they went through a formal program, any of this kind of digital commerce, internet marketing type of education. And so what this microcredential can do in just 3 classes, 12 weeks, can actually give you enough of a background to where you can start making sense of what's happening with internet marketing.
Oh, that's so important. And you can get it done in like 12 weeks. That's crazy. Get your microcredential in marketing in the digital age. So I was kind of curious with this microcredential, what are some of those like projects that you might do? Are you learning to build a website or anything like that?
Yes. Well, one of the things about on the website, and we don't necessarily get into web development. That would be a different track. What we get into is, you need to manage the software, the content management systems, the whatever other kinds of cloud-based services that you're using. And so it's really getting experience at the administration and management of those kinds of systems. But to that, in the 286 course, the digital commerce course, students do put together a website. But they're not necessarily graded on how cool the website looks. It's like, is it functional?
Yeah, does it work?
That's really one of the important starting points, is if the website isn't functional, who cares how good it looks? If your shopping cart doesn't work and nobody can buy your stuff, it doesn't matter if you have the best content.
Right? That is so true.
And so that's an important part of that course. And then the other courses include simulations.
Okay.
And so you'll get an opportunity to practice with different kinds of interfaces like with Google Ads. And so you'll start learning about metrics like click-through rates and cost per clicks and all these different kinds of metrics that tell you how successful that you're doing. Or when you're doing marketing planning and you're picking out the keywords that you want to use in a marketing strategy, which ones are your competitors using? Right? So there's actually a competitor analysis part of this that also plays into it. But these simulations really do a good job of giving you a feel of what these different platforms are like when you're engaging and buying ad space.
And that sounds way better than spending your new employer's money before you know what you're doing, or your own marketing budget.
Absolutely.
So that's really neat.